This program has been rated mature by the Gaming Radio Network. It is unsuitable for under 18s due to content of an adult nature, which may be classed as offensive to some people.
And that's that. That's how we do that. That's how we go live with the show. Wiggles, this is This Week in New Eden. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night. It's just gone 3 PM GMT on the 24th of January 2016. I'm Wiggles, and that's how it is. So yeah, there we go. Sky High Rebel in Twitch. I use IRC to see the chat. I use an internet relay client. I use Merc. I use MRC to actually see all the chats because it's just easier to have everything in one place as opposed to having multiple windows. So if you are watching live on Twitch, twitch.tv/EveRadioLive, hello, thank you for watching live. Or if you're listening, eve-radio.com, where we are broadcasting, you can come listen. I'll put the link in the chat channels again. I should be having Matterall from themasani.com on today. Haven't heard from him yet. Maybe he'll turn up, maybe he won't. If not, I'll see if I can get some spare guest action in. So we will see how it goes. There we go, that one there. And I'll put that one there. There we go. So there we go. If you want to watch live, you can watch me talk about live and stuff like this. And all that jazzdomonium. I won't put it in Twitch chat because Twitch chat's already watching. That doesn't make no sense. So anyway, hello, how are you? Thank you for tuning in this afternoon. Well, it depends where you are. If you're in the UK, it's this afternoon. Or if you're anywhere in GMT land, or plus, you know, this afternoon. If you're in the US, I know it's morning. If you're on the West Coast, is that making noise? Something's making noise. Something's knocking. It's weird. I don't know what it is. It's one of my... I know what it is. It's the pop filter. There we go. It should make noise now. There we go. It doesn't make noise. It was just pop filter was knocking on the stand. Anyway. So, it's Sunday. It's the 24th. And we got some stuff to talk about. So, well, as I said, hopefully Matterall was going to be here. I haven't seen him. He hasn't got back to me yet. I'm trying to raise someone up and around to do this. But anyway, if not, it'll be me on my own. So, yes, I'll talk about some stuff and thing. It's 7 AM West Coast time. Yes, it's 7 AM on the Pacific. It's 10 AM Eastern. So, it's a bit early. And I know Matterall's on the West Coast. We may have got up a bit late. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's only an hour. So, yes, another week of a New Eden has gone by. And we've had a few things come out and about. So, let's go over these topics while I load up the doc for the show, which was open, and I closed the browser and it didn't reopen. So anyway, oh, by the way, let me just go in here and go, I am live on the radio. Do it there. And go here and go, I am live on the radio. There we go, people can see. So anyway, there we go. It's not, yeah, it's just gone 1 in the morning upside down land. Yes, it has, anyway. So, let's have a see. Hello to Sky High Rebel and Trogers and Ozark77 in the Twitch chat. In game, we've got Ginger1887, Bradley Binish, or Binishetti, Spectre Storm Shadow, Baracus, Paolo Wide with the Curry Man, Alana Githriel as well, all hanging out in game. Powie's around as well, but I know he's probably naked because, right, naked. So, yeah. Then 2 hours of music. There we go. Having to do with things and all that. So anyway, how are you? I hope you're all well and good. So let's have a look on what has been going on over this week in New Eden so far this week. Because this is This Week in New Eden when we talk about stuff. And again, if you want to watch live, twitch.tv/EveRadioLive to watch live. eve-radio.com for the audio where you're obviously listening now. And that's how it is. Let's start off with the news. Let's start off with the non-controversial news yet so far this week. Project Discovery. Project Discovery went live, or has gone live on the test servers. This is actually a very, 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 very good thing. Links will be posted in there and... in there and in there. Project Discovery. Citizen Science arrived in EVE Online. Pretty much what this is a joint effort the Project Discovery devlog, it's coming soon, is a joint effort with the Folding at Home. Well, it's a subset of science projects. It's Folding at Home, and Project Discovery will put real-world biometric data into the hands of Eve players for individual analysis. After some light training by analysing data that has already been validated to some extent, players will be tasked with players will be tasked within Eve. Players will be tasked data within Eve that has not been entirely explained. Together, players will reach statistically accurate consensus, and the downstream data can be tackled by more in-depth experimentations by real researchers worldwide. Besides, who doesn't looking at beautiful fluorescent confocal images of cells? Basically, and no brackets, you can't accept public contracts out of the region while higher contract is sealed. No, you can only accept a contract in the region you're in. This is going to be an amazing thing for Eve. This is going to be absolutely freaking awesome. And I'll tell you why. Because it means that cloud usage of stuff, for example, like Folding at Home and SETI and that sort of stuff, which all works in computers' idle cycles, and you can do it with phones and stuff like that as well, but it eats battery and stuff like that, and it does it when you're at home anyway. That is now coming to Eve, and that is, I think, amazing. And I'll tell you the reason it's amazing. You know what, I don't think Matterall's going to be here, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to move. Where's the Twitch chat? Where's Twitch chat? There. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, where's layout? I haven't locked it. Good. I'm going to move Twitch chat. Oh, that's why, because the, where is it? The overlay's in front of it. So if I do that, if I can grab Twitch chat, and I've just opened that there. Twitch chat, you are going to move to there, and then I'm going to change that text there, and doing this all live on the fly. Change that to Twitch chat. Right there. There we go. Live on the fly. All done. There we go. Twitch chat's on the right way. So anyway, what was I saying? Yes, the whole point, I just realised it's not dark in front of me, but I'm going to put my light on because light, a little bit of light in front of me, always helps. Makes me look prettiful. This is good because it's starting off, it's on Singularity right now, so you can go and test it out if you want on Singularity. And the good thing about this is if you test it out on there, you can help level the project out, so you know where, you know, how it's going to be, how we're going to use it. And this is the thing, I tried it out the other day and it works amazingly well. It works amazingly well, and it means that you can go out there and actually, you know, try this stuff out and help and give some feedback. Plus, here's the good thing, people, right? Here's the thing that I really like about it. You can earn loyalty points in game. You can earn Sisters of Eve loyalty points in ISK. Now, the numbers are not correct at the moment, so don't worry about the numbers because they will be off. The thing is, you can earn, well, a lot of, I mean, currently, I earn like 500,000 ISK for doing the training stuff, and like, you know, a couple of thousand loyalty points. The numbers are completely off so far, so don't worry about those. The numbers will be set, and you can do it just from the Neocom, and you go straight into Neocom. It's under business, and it will be under there at the bottom. It will be there, and you just do it, and it does. So it works, and it helps out, and it helps science around the world. Because science, people. Because science. Who doesn't like science? I'm sure you like science there, yeah? I'm sure everyone likes science. I mean, the Americans like science. They love science. And the fact that it's tons of snow in America. In fact, shout out to all the Americans listening. Hope you're awake and that. And I hope you're all good and things. And I've seen some of the pictures of New York. And man, there was a lot of snow came down. We were sitting last night with my girlfriend. And we were just talking after to watch a very bad film, which I'll talk about in a bit. And I said that literally New York is a no drive zone. You cannot drive in New York City. If you drive, you get arrested. Simple as. That's cool. Kind of. Brackus says, I wish I was paying attention. No, I know what you're talking about with the project thing. Project Discovery, Brackus. That one. I've linked to the Mitani.com article for it, but you can have a look at that. That's got the link to the dev blog in it. It's basically crowd-funded science, if you like it. If you take Kickstarter as a crowdfunding platform, take that and all the work and stuff you do for it, take that out and make that into, what's the word? People doing it. People doing the data inside. So it's Stargate Universe. No, it's not. It's not at all. It's real world science. You're looking at real world cells and real world genetics and stuff like that to help sort things out. Crowdsourcing, yeah, crowdsourcing, that's the word, Arm Eagle. Thank you very much. That's crowdfunding, it's crowdsourcing. That's the word. Thank you very much, Arm Eagle in IRC. So thank you for that. Thank you for telling me that. Anyway, but yeah, crowdsourcing. So it's good, and you go out there and you help out, and it means that you're going to be doing things that are helping people around the world, like curing cancer and stuff like that. Stargate Universe, they put a real world map on the game, somebody get involved. But yeah, maybe. I didn't know. I didn't play the Stargate Universe thing, but yeah, I don't know. Dredrick says, I do feel sorry for the Blues folks that the 2 inches that DC got last week stopped traffic, made me laugh. And live in Colorado, they don't include the schools unless it's 5 inches. Here's the thing. You live in London. Right? London, in the UK. It doesn't have to snow. There has to be the threat of snow. And oh my god, what the fuck barbecue is like. Rawr, literally. No, it's not even 1 centimetre Palo Alto. It's the threat. It's the threat of snow. But anyway. So yes. This Project Discovery is great. And you can earn in-game stuff. It's available on Singularity right now. There was a mass test. There will be a mass test actually on the 28th, which is Wednesday, I believe. Just checking the calendar. No, it's Thursday next week. So Thursday next week there is a thing. But also check out the Project Discovery website, which is eveonline.com/discovery, which shows you all the information about it. And I'll post it here. And I'll post it here. And I'll post it here. That's got all the information about it, and basically tells you about the Project Discovery, what it is, what's being done, how real research is happening, and the science behind the game, and everything. And it's just trust me, it's going to be bloody good. This is all I have to say about that. Yondos, I used to run SETI at home. And the thing is, if I had really cheap electricity, I would, but I don't. Again, that's the thing. If you've got cheap electricity, you can run it all day long, but not in the UK. It's expensive. Trogers, CH Grogers says in Twitch, I used to live in Charleston, South Carolina, and people freaked out with flurries. People would probably freak out with the potential of snow, not just the whole thing of snow. But anyway. So there is that. So yes, but no, we're getting the tail end of it, and we were going to get snow, and then all of a sudden, oh no, it's going to be rain. So we're getting rain next week anyway. But no, this is the big news this week. That was the big news. The big news of the week, sort of, kind of. I need to dust this stand. It's disgustingly dusty, but that helps out. So that's going to be really good. And I'm gonna say right now, if you do have the time to do it, please just go out there and help. So, you know, if you do have the time, I'm playing with the camera, if you do have the time, go out and help, because it will help real world people out there. And that's you there, I mean you, just you. Thank you. Next on the list, we're going to skip over what's in the actual list, and we're going to go to something I want and something else I want to go to. An article from Crossing Zebras this week, which is really interesting. I'll post it here and everywhere before we talk about it. It was on Crossing Zebras. It was called the CSM for Your Entertainment, and I'll read it to you. It says, ever farted in a lift? You know, a wet triumph of malodorous one with captive audience. Expectant mothers about to faint and so on? Don't deny it. I know you have. And so, I know that you're what... It says, so I also know that you know what it's like to be the least popular person in a confined place with no possibilities for plausible denial. That opening was the best opening to an article ever, by the way. It was great. And I love the fact that Lobto Kong wrote it like that. Was amazing. Was really, really amazing. What is going on in the back is he's talking about how the CSM potentially is just there for entertainment and could be reformed and moved around and things. But we're not 100% sure on this. I mean, I talked this week earlier on about it on the New Eden update this week. Just a little bit of it, not majorly updated on it. But here's the crack on this. It says to be, he goes, so, you know, It goes, the numbers, we can slice this way and dice it that way, and some ground rules to begin with. Given their nature, the best to try and keep the points of contention focused. Firstly, let's concentrate on the institution rather than the individual personalities involved. The CSM has been running long enough to enable us to gauge all the behavioural baggage, and so it will surely bring to the show. Pointing fingers and victimising these poor creatures is just a bit too easy and frankly gets us nowhere. We already know what they're capable of. Secondly, we should accept that some CSM members are diligent and committed to the task. There will undoubtedly go to be some worthy candidates for the role this year too. Right, with that out the way, we can get to the juicy stuff. Now, the good candidates, Sugar Kyle, not running again, Steve Renukin running again. People like that, the good candidates, the people out there that are, doing, I don't want to say God's work, but doing the work out there to get stuff done. Those people out there, the really, really good people, the people that need to be out there. That's good. Brackus has linked an image. What have you linked? You have linked a picture, which is taking over to load. Oh yes, the walking in stations. Yeah, the shut up and take my money. The walking in stations pre-works that's on there. But yeah, whatever. That was actually some stuff work. Whatever what it is. The point with this is, the key point of the Incarna episode, it was a culmination of individual events which have never happened if CCP had properly attuned to its customers, like the Challenger disaster. That all the warning signs were clearly visible to CCP. The Vazza syndrome was strong in Reykjavik at the crisis point and was inevitably reached. Unsurprisingly, if a company chooses to ignore its customer market base, democracy kicks in. Late in the day, it was sadly not enough to avoid the future 20% reduction of staff. CCP reorganised this and called a special summer summit, which Mitani was at, with the CSM. If the CSM hadn't existed, the CCP would have contrived the scenario that was equivalent. Basically, I remember that. I remember the Summer of Rage. I know it was on the CSM page I linked. I know, Brackus, it was. I know. I remember the Summer of Rage, and the Summer of Rage was interesting. It was an interesting thing that kicked off because of the Incarna and because of all the stuff from it. Here's the thing. It was needed. If we didn't have that Summer of Rage, right now, EVE would be a completely different game. Completely fucking different and changed. And just trust me. It's just completely different. It would be that we'd have a lot of people pay to win and all this. Yeah, you'd have some of that stuff in there or whatever. But Summer of Rage, Brackus, the Summer of Rage, EVE Online, Summer of Rage. What was the Vegeta Riot all about? The new EVE new Christmas. CNA goes, right, literally, this was an answer. It goes, I've read a few articles on the Vegeta Riot 2011, how the players affected change of their actions. This sounds pretty awesome, but I have not been able to find what the event was triggered that Coles captured his response. Something to do with the Incarna release, but no specifics. I look forward to the forums, blah, 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 blah. Basically, watch this Incarna, Tale of Internet Spaceships, and it goes through it and it talks about it. Basically, gold monocles, the shooting of the monument time, yes it was Brackus, all that sort of stuff, where people, a lot of the people gathered together to shoot the monument for no reason whatsoever because they didn't understand what was happening. This is the thing, there was a lot of people that didn't actually understand why they were shooting the monument. Like, why am I shooting this monument? Why am I shooting this space monument? Yeah, doing it for the lulz. This is the thing, don't do it for the lulz, just do it, make sure it's done. I mean, seriously, make sure it's fucking done. I personally wasn't against Monocle Gate. I was all for bringing stuff in. I would have actually liked the fact that if you could have shot stuff and got in better guns and stuff like that and gold ammo, some of it could drop. You can sell it on the market like everything else can. But then people didn't like me for that. That's just how I am. That's me. Monocle Gate was massive. Anyway, back to this article because I don't want to hammer on or harp on this for a while. Basically, he compares in this article, actually, which I think is really, really rather really bad. There's a quote from Simon Cowell goes, if you've got a big mouth and you're controversial, you're going to get attention. He actually compares, I've just got to find the quote. Where is it? Where is it? I've got to find it. There you go. It goes, and now we're on to the election. Actually, we'd never been here since September last year, before CSM 10 was barely halfway through its leaky term. This was where the first of the year's clutch of candidates put themselves forward to the EVE X Factor, which is what he's like saying the CSM is about. If it's anything like last year, there could be 70 plus candidates auctioning for Eve in front of Eve Simon Cowell, aka CCP Falcon. I don't like that quote. I'm sorry, Falcon's a good friend of mine, and I don't think he's Simon Cowell. That's bullshit, and I really, really, yeah. I just hate that. Meh. He goes, for the opportunity to perform. A little desperate, isn't it? No matter. No matter. Those that get past this hurdle aren't called Gevlin Goblin are put forward to humiliate or endorse, or both. But then it gets even better. We get to vote. And then there's the vote about the you know, the CSM, when we used to use the town halls and stuff like this. And he ends it off. He goes, a future possibly without the CSM, but with real player engagement, if she can pull it off. It's talking about the new person who came into CCP. Maria Sinus, formerly of Electronic Arts, aka CCP Denabola, is the new Chief Customer Officer of CCP. Her role includes most, if not all, of the game in which CCP stable. Obviously, that includes EVE Online. With that in mind, he goes, check out this video of our past president in the European Design and Innovative Communication and Entertain DICE Summit in Europe in September last year. A couple of CCP execs were in the audience that day, so this was in effect the job interview. It's a good presentation. It made me feel optimistic about the future. A future with a possibly without the CSM, but with real player engagement. If she can pull it off, surprisingly, I won't vote in the CSM this year. This is what he says, not me. Maybe I would if Obama, Trump and Putin were standing, but as Mark Twain said, if voting made any difference, then they wouldn't let us do it. I think that's bullshit. I'm sorry. I didn't say this on the update, but I'd say this here. The CSM play a major part in EVE Online, and they're needed to basically be the counterpoint and the counter check for some of the stuff out there. But without them, the game would be in a worse state, a seriously worse off state than it is now. And I will tell you right now, I mean, I hope everyone listening to this live, so I hope, you know, how many of you listening live? The 70 odd, 80 odd of you are listening live now at the moment, and you know, the 100 plus who listen in post are going to vote. I really do hope you're going to vote and go out there and research, because CSM Watch are doing their amazing interviews again this year, and they are really good. So the first round of interviews are out and done. I would recommend watching. I would recommend listening to them, definitely, because they work. They work bloody well. They really are really good. I'd recommend listening to them. I'd also recommend, you know, making up your mind and actually being out there. There are some people out there that I know that will listen to this and go, I'm not going to vote. CSM make no difference. Well, they do. End of. Actually, can I get a quick show of hands in Twitch and in IRC and in game of who is actually going to vote? Just give me a quick wave if you're going to vote. You know, if you are going to vote, wave. If you're not going to vote, then put no or something like that. Just so I know, just so I can do an informal poll for you here right now. Interesting. If you're going to vote for the CSM. That's the CSM though, not just real life, but the CSM. I'm going to take a quick drink. There we go. Yondis Cardar says, hopefully the next CSM will have a better working relationship with CCP, because if communication breaks down, then they're not all that useful. This is the thing. I agree with you on that, Yondis. And the problem is, you get the people out there that are there for their own benefit, and it sucks. Casper Sky says, I never voted before, but how long have you played EVE, Casper Sky? How long have you actually played EVE? If you've played EVE for, you know, a while, thing. Later, Spectre Shadow, take it easy, my friend. Thank you very much for listening to the show. But no, how long have you played EVE? Remember, the CSM, you know, the candidacy period, I think it's actually finished now, has it? Let me have a quick look. Let me have a quick look at my own website, TotalEve.com. Cheeky plug time. If you are basically there and want to find out all the information and news and stuff from around EVE Online, you could do a lot worse than going to TotalEve.com. Yes, that's TotalEve.com, and there's a reason you should go there. Because if you like news sites like thematani.com and Evenews24, Crossing Zebras, or you like reading dev blogs and stuff like that, you can always do what you need to do and see it on there. The candidacy period ends on the 9th of February, so we have 2 and a bit weeks until thing. This is the wrong ER chat, by the way. And I'll go like this. And I'll go like that. Go there. There we go. I'll put the link in there. So there we go. Just put the links everywhere. But yeah, I would vote. I always vote as well. So it's all good. It's all good in the hood. What is it, darling? Is it all good in the hood? Yeah, she just looked at me and went, yeah, it's all good in the hood. Girlfriend's just come out from... I've cleaned the house today. I've done all the washing and mopping and the floors. She's done the bathroom. She's just come out and being very quiet for a little bit. Oh, you did the bathroom. Okay, you did all the dusting, and then I did all the floors and the hoovering. I didn't do the... but I'm going to probably get... She's probably going to come over and hit me in a second. I didn't do the couches and sofa. I didn't hoover them down, but we can take those off and hoover them. I think we do them... I know they're not, but whatever. It's all good. Yonis Kadar says, I like reading EVs 24's counterpart to Melon. Those those bright white pages really hurt my eyes. I know. I was going to look at making, some of the set. But yeah... click the link up there. Done. There we go. Glorious, you in that channel? There we go. But that's it. I like reading to get the counterpoints for both sides. But again, that's what I do. I do it for that reason. And that's one of the reasons I run TWiNE as well. Because TWiNE helps you out with stuff like that. Because, sometimes it could be hard to find what you want to read. That's what I'm going to say about that. Anyway, cheeky plug, cheeky plug, cheeky plug. Wiggle hoovers. Yeah, I hoovered and I mopped the floor today. Deal with it. I was out doing all the hoovering, and then I mopped the floor, and then I did the mats. If you don't like it, I'm tough. I'm an adult. I have to adult now. I can't just sit in my dirty old room being dirty anymore. Anyway. You should plug it more often. Yondis Cordor, I normally always do it at the end of the show. I run that, and I also run the New Eden Update, newedenupdate.com, which is a daily podcast. Well, I say daily podcast. I missed Friday this week. I know, I missed Friday this week. I'm sorry. I apologise. Real life, stuff like that happens. But the TWiNE.com is basically just an aggregation site. Check it out. It's just basically works everywhere and done. And it's a browser-based site. It works very nice and very easy and very simple. Anyway, enough of that. In closing, I think the CSM is amazing, and we need to keep them because, yeah. Let's have a quick look at Eve News 24 because yesterday, Darius Johnson, aka CCP Screegs, aka Darius Johnson, aka the ex-leader of Goon Swarm and all that sort of stuff. Mr. Bossman, good guy. He's a good guy actually. I've chatted to him a few times. He did an AMA and asked me anything on Reddit, and Eve News 24 had the write-up of it. Darius Constance James, after 6 years of silence, seeing that he was used and his friends have been getting ousted, leaving Goonswarm Federation due to Matani and Sion, he needed to present the truth, and adds to the ever-growing list of ex-notable goons, including Vili, Endi, Blarf, and Soz, who have spoken out against and criticised Matani's leadership style. While many of the recent defectors have focused on individuals such as Sion, the questionable handling of the Fountain War Kickstarter, Darius Johnson's focus centres around arguably the most important event in Goon history, the destruction of Band of Brothers. I remember that. I remember the destruction of Band of Brothers because we kind of covered it on the radio, myself and Funky Bacon. Well, Funky Bacon covered it and I was here to do it. I was actually in Manchester at the time, but whatever. Serious things are kicking off about this, and I would recommend everyone going and listen, read it, and look at the stuff. And different context read the hoovering. In a Sally can suck it with doing a garden hose, man, she can hoover. Lols, Alana. Lols. That's all I got to say is lols. But no, I reckon, just what was I saying? Go read the AMA, ask some questions in there. I'm sure he'll get back and answer some more as well. And so, again, I apologise that there's no guest here this week with me. If you are tuning in late, or you are tuning in, you're watching live or after, well, you're listening after the facts, do apologise. I'll try and get a guest for next week. I'll try. I tried this week, but well, see how it goes. What am I going to do? Oh yes, no, I was talking about this. Right, there we go. It goes, instead, Dave Johnson claims that Mittani was a minor figure in the events leading up to Bob's defeat, and that Goon victory was inevitable and would have occurred even without Hargraff's betrayal of Bob. Darius Johnson's claim is not that Mittani simply forgot to give props to his peers, but he had invented a version of events that simply did not occur and was purposely wrote out the other people, which were much more important to the actual events. As far as the disbanding itself, Hargraff approached Tamir, not Mittens, and Mittens creatively in the disbandment mostly went after as little, well, went as far as let's take their stuff. Anyway, Paolo, you've done it again. Yeah, you've killed the chat. So don't kill the chat, Paolo. Don't kill the chat. It's sucky. Don't kill the chat. I'm sorry. I threw the pillow. I threw the pillow over on the chair, and she got a bit shook up. I'm sorry. One of these days, I'm going to get hit on the stream. It's just going to come over and I'm just going to bat round the back of the head. Anyway. This whole thing, this whole article here was talking about it. And there's a lot on there. But this also ties in with another post on Eve News 24. Mittani's love-hate relationship with Reddit. And that's how it is. Sorry, listening intently. Bradley Binishet. That's cool. That's cool. Listening intently. Everyone's listening intently to Wiggles spout his knowledge. Why'd you listen to that? I don't know. Fucking knowledge. Fucking stupid. Anyway, there's another Evening 24 article up a couple of days ago. The love-hate relationship with Reddit. And again, another amazing piece of propaganda, because he was, you know, Mittani was on TweetFleet Slack about it. This is the thing. You know what? The community at large, which is the Eve community, has multiple facets, outputs, things. I don't know. Multiple things. Like right now, I'm doing a video. I'm video streaming to Twitch. I'm also broadcasting on Eve Radio, doing this all for you guys. For the 10 people watching live and the 80 odd people, 70 odd people who are listening live, plus the post. I could just very happily say, no, I'm not going to do it, and spend my Sunday with my girlfriend over there. We could go out, have fun, whatever. I'm doing it because I like you guys. You're part of the community. Even though it's a very small part of the community, you're part of the community. I do this for you guys. I do things like TWiNE for you guys. I do the New Eden Update for you guys. I do everything I do for you guys out there. And also, I'm sure every other broadcaster, podcaster, writer, anyone out there does it for that very reason. So, for Mittens to say, Eve's not a community, I'm sorry. One of the bigger communities of Eve is Reddit. A lot of people don't like Reddit because of the upvote, downvote mechanic. But I'm sorry, as a lot of people don't like it, but you have to deal with it. Because that's how it is. Reddit works really well. Reddit is amazing for what it is. And I really fucking like it. I really do like Reddit for what it is. You know? And I really wish a lot more people would pay more attention to stuff. But I look at Reddit when I poop, says Smeathan in the in-game channel. I look at Reddit when I poop, but I look at Reddit everywhere. I look at Reddit during the day, while I'm working, going between jobs. That's what I do. And the reason I do that is because Reddit is one of those things that surfaces the good things. And I will admit, you get the whole test mentality of Reddit and stuff like that, and people like that, the whole bandwagon of upvoting, downvoting things and all that. That does happen. Trust me, it does happen, and it's kind of sad that does. But, and Smeathan, I lurk, I never post. I lurk a lot, you know. I post when I want to post. But I don't always post. But it's worth it. If you can, that is. If you can't, then don't. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway. Communities. So this is the thing. This has been an ongoing thing that I've noticed in the last 6 months or so with TMC. And TMC's more now Imperium focused. Kind of. I think I heard that on... Actually, I think I heard that on the Open Com show, which is on the Mittani.com Twitch, former Eve Radio show, big country, friend of the show, and he'll be on in a few weeks, I hope. I'll schedule him for a few weeks' time. Hopefully we'll have a chat with him about stuff. And Reddit, and Bradley Reddit shows many different views, and it does. You know, you got the fat shaming and the fat hating and all this and that and all the different things in Reddit and that. Here, this is the difference, that a lot of people don't realise that. that the way Reddit is designed like that. But the game, if we didn't have a lot, you know, Yondy says, I would like to see, I just wouldn't like to see CCP caring more about external forums than only the official forums that require a sub to participate. See, this is the thing. CCP are out there, Yondis, on every communication platform, because they are. They're on there because if it's on the internal fortress, Yondis, I have a hard time catching Big Country's new gig. I saw it once. Well, you actually, funny enough, you can listen to it again live on evepodcast.com. The link to that's on Total Eve. As a podcast, he puts it up, or you can rewatch it on the Batani.com's Twitch, because they always put it up. It's always there for a week, well, 10 days, whatever. I listen to it normally on a Saturday, maybe a Monday, depending on how busy the weekend's been, because that's when he puts it up. But it's Thursday nights. Anyway, where was I? Tangent. Oh, fuck me, I was on a tangent. It goes, yeah, it's become a running joke that Falcon spends too much time on RE. Well, Falcon is the community manager, so he has to sort of go with the community. And if the community is on Reddit and on Twitter and on Slack and on various other places and on the forums, he will go to where they are. And that's what it is. CCP use Reddit because it's a big thing to use. They use Twitter and Twitch and all those various platforms out there because it's to use. It's a community-based thing. Because if they just focused, and I'll tell you right now, if CCP focused purely, right, on a small forum, on their internal small forums, if they just focused on that, right, instead of if people watching the Twitch, they focused on that, that's all they'd see. Go a bit bigger, gets bigger. You go a bit bigger, it gets bigger. Until magically it's massive and you've got all the information sources. You've got some from here, from here, from here, from here, from here. You know, and then you end up with a ton of information sources. And then you end up with a Rifter, like that, with Fitbit charge cables in the back of it. And the Rifter's actually up on the wall here. I've put the Rift poster up. But you end up with something like that. And I'll tell you now, for free. I'll tell you now for free. Right? Plug this back in. Because that Rift is also a USB hub. I'll tell you this for free. If we didn't have Reddit and Slack and Twitter, half of you wouldn't be playing this game. Half of you would not be doing this. And I would not probably be here. I would probably have quit long before now. Because community building things. It's like why I go to Eve London. You know, why I wanted to go to Eve Nottingham. I can't afford to go this year. Because, well, I could technically go via train up and back on the same day, and I'm not going to do that. I see a lot of posts on Facebook, for example, former players. See, Yondis, this is the thing. I used to be in the Facebook group. I got banned from it from speaking my mind about the moderation in there by one of the moderators. Because of one of his views on something. It was a view on the Red Cross. He said CCP using the Red Cross was bad for the donations. I got banned. I never got allowed back in. My life's better because I don't see as much on there now. But anyway. But they're former players. And I agree on this. This is the thing. Former players, that's with Reddit as well. It's the same. But Fail Heap Challenge, what was Kugu, all those forums. Again, that's how it is. Former players will always be there. Former players will come back eventually. Maybe. They might. You never know. But still, back to the initial comment of Matani and all that. I'm sorry, I really do like Matani.com. I like what they've done out there. I don't like the attitude, though. I don't really like the fucking attitude that has now been happening with Matani and all those guys. The everyone attitude. I really don't like that. And I wish it would change, but it won't. Because, remember, that's how it is. That's how gamers are. So, what can I say? I know Mittens won't probably listen to this, but if somebody who knows him, just tell him, because, yeah. Goran Stefan says, you can stop logging into Eve, you really can't quit the game. Well, this is true, you can. It's true, you can't, but you can also can. I'll tell you right now, you just quit. You just go away and do it. I know people who have done that. It's very simple. Very, very simple to quit and just leave. If you just had enough and done, you just move away. And that's it. Yeah, eventually I will. I know I will eventually. There'll be times where I'll be like, oh, I need to move away and I need to do this. And sorry, but that's how it's going to happen. You know this. Everyone knows this is what's going to happen eventually. One day, It'll get to that point where I'm like, you know what? I've had enough doing this. I've had enough doing radio. I've had enough doing this stuff. I'm done. So, yeah. Anyway. Talked about that. We didn't really talk about them, but I went over the articles. They're all linked in the Twitch chat and in the IRC and in-game chat. But if you've missed them, they'll be in the show notes, obviously, if you're listening in post. Is there any rules to bounties in this game anymore? Rackman Orman said, well, bounties were... The thing is, the bounty hunter system now, I feel, I said this when they introduced this, it was fucked. CCP fucked that up hardcore. They really did fuck that up when the bounty system was changed. So instead of getting the whole bounty on payout, you get part of the bounty on payout. And that's how it is. Yondis says there's nothing else like Eve, or anyway, that's how it was. Bounties have been nerfed into a dark, stinky place. Yes. The bounty hunter thing, bounty hunting, again, it's another one on that laundry list of things that CCP want to work on to change. Never really got around to doing it because, let's face it, there's always going to be changes that need to be done. But yeah, your bounty sucks. Well, that's what it is. Get more people to put it on there, but that's how it is. Anyway. Moving on. So we've got about 20 minutes left of the talk, maybe a little bit less. And that's it. No one will probably make such a massive world one server everyone can meet and everyone is doing okay. Braggett, I agree beyond that. And the problem is no one will ever make it because Eve's such a niche game. Because it will never get that big. Let's have a quick look. Let's go to Eve Offline. Eve Offline. Which, if you didn't know what Eve Offline is, eveoffline.net is the status monitor that Cribber runs. There's currently 31,584 players connected to Tranquility. At Dust 514, there's 2,048 players. Crest, total in New Eden, 33,632 players total. Serenity in China, 11,000 players. Singularity, the test server, 194. There we go. Alana says, what the fuck? I built and brought myself to G2 for the pity one ship module sales. I'm wasting product. Well, you can't sell it. But yeah, anyway. 31k, right, on thing. 31k, 31,508 is okay. But remember, when the changes happened, when the... What was the word I'm looking for? When the multi-boxing, hyper-boxing changes happened and you couldn't use IS Boxer and stuff like that, a lot of people just cancelled off their accounts and only run the smaller accounts. And this is the thing. I've always said this. Don't look at the amount of accounts. That's not the average. That's not the player base. That's the account base. That's the active account base. The average player base, if that's 31,000, I'm probably going to say... let's think about this. 31,584. Divide it by 0.75. No, times it by 0.75. And then times it by 0.75 again. I'm going to say 23,000, maybe 20,000 players. Actual players. Because some people run extra accounts. You know, that's what that's my conservative estimate. Powie says about 10,000. No, a little bit more than that, Powie. About thing. What the fuck is this, Smeathan? Says maths. Yeah, of course it is. You're living the maths 101. Mathematics 101 with Wiggles, your teacher. But anyway. I reckon about 20,000, 22,000 actual players. Give or take the active accounts. Mathis. Yeah. There we go. Maybe 10 to 15k. Well, yeah, that's the thing. If you half it, 15k if you go that everyone's running 2 accounts. I'm running 1 account because I have 1 active account. That's all I do. 1 active account. So there you go. Looks at the numbers. Johnny Massive. Professor Wiggles. Professor Wiggles. Let me get... I haven't got a hat. I can put a Hearthstone on my head if you want. There we go. Look. Professor Wiggles with a Hearthstone on his head. And don't even bloody ask. Twitch chat, don't even ask for shoe on head. I'm not doing shoe on head. Not doing shoe on head. I'm not doing fucking shoe on head. Or I'm not putting Sharpie in the pooper. I'm not doing it. Anyway. Moving on. Where was we? Let's look at the last thing on the list for today. The controversial thing. I'm going to link to the dev blog. Skill trading in New Eden. It's official, people. Skill trading is coming to New Eden. Not training, but trading. The ability to sell your skills off. Well, it was talked about a little while ago. This is the Team Size Matters devlog. I'll read it to you partially. We learned a lot from the articles, comments and forum posts on the first blog post, but before we go into any changes they're making, I want to go and describe how the feature works. There was some confusion. Let's look at the perspective for someone who wanting to add skill points to their character. All they need to do is get themselves a skill injector item. We simplified the name for clarity, which they can find on the Eve market for ISK, providing another player has listed it. Once they brought it, or convince a loving supporter to give it to them, they simply activate the item, which immediately adds a skill point to their unallocated pool and consumes the skill injector. Those skill points can be spent however they want, following the normal skill progress restriction, of course. That's it. Here we go. Here's the number, right? The numbers. If you're under 5 million skill points, you get the full amount. You get 50,000. Between 5 and 50 million skill points, you get 400,000. Between 50 and 80 million skill points, you get 300,000, and if you are over 80 million skill points, you get 150,000. So this is focused on newer players. Please, 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 remember that, newer players. And yes, Packet Creeper, Johnny Pooh has a great video explaining skill trading. It will be in the show notes. Have a look at it. It's good. When they take out a character, they're going to be expensive. Of course they are. We don't know the price, Powie. We do not know the price currently of what the skill extractor is going to cost. And we know it's going to be Aurum. We know it's going to go. The item comes from the New Eden store, so it's going to be Aurum. So you're going to have to purchase it with real money at the end of the day. Whether that Aurum has come from a Plex that you've purchased with real money or a Plex you've purchased with ISK, the Plex initially has to come from real money. So real money we're using this. So this is another form of RMT, a legitimate form of RMT. Misa Horny says, yeah, that's Pooh. Such a rich nubbin can buy himself 100 million skill points. The problem is, yes, you can buy 100 million skill points, but the diminishing returns are going to hit you. So to get, let's look at that quickly. So 50,000, 500,000. Right, sold them 5 million. So if you start a new character, whatever, so say 5 million. Divide that by 50,000. So you're looking at 10 injectors to go from nothing to there. And then... no, I don't want to rate the app. Fuck off. And then now 50 to 500 million, so it's 40,000. So that's 45 million. 45 million divided by 400,000. So you're looking at 112. Yeah, you're looking at a lot. All I'm going to say is you're looking at a hell of a lot, you know. Again, Bradley Bichette, exactly. No matter how many skill points you have, experience will trump it almost every time. No, experience will trump it every time. Because I had this conversation with someone a while ago. You can go out there right now with money, with a credit card. If you've got $1 million on your credit card, you can go and buy plexes and sell them, get the ISK. You can then buy plexes, buy a character. Perfect skills. You could buy a perfect capital pilot, a perfect interceptor pilot, or a perfect hack pilot. Doesn't mean you've got the experience to go out there, and you can go and buy all the officer fits you need. Does not mean that you know how to use that. That's the thing. That's where a lot of people forget. You don't know that. That is where this comes in. So new players who learn, they want to get a little up. You want to put them into an assault frigate straight away? There you go. There's the skill points. Go and get it. Get into it. Learn. But I wouldn't do that. I would put them in a normal. You on this card, I will not vote for CSM members that support skilled SP trading. A lot of them do. But, and that's it is. Skills definitely trump cash. I've seen Asteros pop Tengus. Yeah. I've seen Asteros pop fucking rattlesnakes and stuff like that. It happens. It happens. So, yeah. Polar Woda says, this is why I don't see it as an issue. I don't see it as an issue at all. I don't see it as an issue at all. It's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. That's what I'll say. So, yeah. This is coming. February release. And remember that the release is now titled by the month. So, the month will be the February release, which will be on... I don't know, they haven't actually put the date for the February release, but it'll probably be first or second week in February, because it'll be six weeks or something like that. 6 to 8 weeks. So that's what it is. Mummy, I need the card again, Misa Horny says. Exactly. Fuck off and get the card. But anyway, Here's the changes. They changed the third bracket, which used to give 200,000 to 300,000. The final bracket, which only used to give 50,000 to 150,000. So it's still a big kick in the nuts for experienced players. So, for example, me on my main, I've got 160 odd million skill points. I wouldn't use it to put points on there. Well, I might if I needed to get a specific amount in straight away. But I'd rather just train it. That's what it is. So, yeah, this is coming. And remember, the whole thing is you can't take, for example, like you couldn't take skills out that you don't need. For example, you couldn't take out Battlecruisers 5, or like, for example, you couldn't take out Amar Battlecruisers 5 if you've got Command Ship, because that's a prerequisite, you know. So there is no point for me using the skill point thing. Well, Palo Alto, maybe not to buy skills, but to sell them, maybe. Because here's the thing. If you've got skills you don't use anymore, say for example, you're a mining toon. Well, you were a mining toon, you got that toon is now focused fully on PvP, and that's all they're doing. Take the skills out, sell them, make some money. And with the fact that if you do desperately need it back for whatever reason, you can buy them back later on. Okay, you're going to have diminishing returns, but that's how it is. Serix1 says, well, either way, it's not like you have anything to fear getting killed in this game anymore. The skill point loss got bucketed as well, right? Yeah, this is the thing. Clerics, I saw that and I hated that. I hated the fact that cloning went, that you don't have to clone. I loved the fact that if you were in an alpha clone, you may have lost stuff. It made the game harder, but hey, that's how it is. That is how it is. And the T3 losses are still there, but that's only for T3, and eventually that'll go. I'm sure it will. But in time we'll tell. But hey, a lot of people say, oh, this is the noobification of Eve. Well, maybe it is, but you know what? Without more new players, there's going to be no one. There'll be no one there to talk to, and no one there to play to, and talk about stuff. But that's how it is. So, but anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching and listening this afternoon. We are a couple of minutes out from being done. BC says, oh my god, I saw someone even talking about getting rid of skills. Jesus Christ. Yeah, really? Well, people get rid of skills, maybe. You know what? That's how it is, BC. If you get rid of skills and just turn it into a... You know, imagine if you did that. Imagine if they got... Here's some food for thought for the last minute and a half. And something for you guys to listen to. Or to think about. Till next week. Till when we come back. Get this. Imagine if CCP said, you know what we're doing? We're removing the active skill training part in Eve. You no longer actively learn skills. You no longer just passively train skills. Sorry, you don't passively learn skills like that. You have to actively do it. So you have to go out there and fly your ship and do things. So you have to mine a certain amount of rock. You have to shoot a certain amount of missiles. You have to cloak a certain amount of times and do certain things, or a certain amount of time cloak to level up your skills. Imagine if they did that. This game would be so much more active. There might not be as many people playing it, but it would be so much more active. BC, let's get rid of spaceships as well. You know what, BC? I'm with you. You know what? Let's start a new podcast. BC, I'm with you. Start a new podcast. The Bitter Old Vet Motherfucker Podcast, where we talk about getting rid of everything that's wrong with EVE Online. And literally all we end up doing... You know what? Do you know what EVE Online would be? This would be EVE Online. I'm going to show you right now. Let's move this webcam around a little bit because it's stuck. But EVE Online, this is my new version of EVE Online. You ready? Twitch viewers, are you ready? This is EVE Online. A chat client. A bloody chat client. An IRC chat client. There we go, look. IRC. That's it. That's your EVE Online client. This has been This Week in New Eden. I've been Wiggles on my own this week. Purely because, guest didn't turn up, for whatever reason. Times and stuff. Thank you for watching / listening live if you have done. If you are listening in post, thank you very much for downloading or watching in post. Show notes and past episodes can be found at show.gamingradio.net. Also, as I said before in the show, totaleve.com for your one-stop shop for all of the links for devlogs, news sites, podcasts, blog posts, Reddit, drama, forum things. You can find all of that there, totaleve.com. Also, the New Eden update, the the weekday news podcast I do, rounding up stuff. Thank you very, very much. Smeathan says, I need to lurk on this Twitch feed, twitch.tv/Eve Radio Live, where you can lurk. We're going out of here. And because I woke up in a weird sort of mood this morning, the music today, well, apart from the first two songs, all 80s, late 90s, late 80s, early 90s stuff. Thanks for listening / watching. I will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Fly safe. And if you get podded, go on to Big Country's show on the Matani.com's Twitch and whine at him. Go, I got podded, BZ. He will tell you to fuck off. Take care, fly safe.